right, ready?
Yeah.
So, Carlton, you can start it. I'm putting the music on afterwards.
Oh, okay.
You can start it off.
No, I'm not ready yet. I forgot what number I said this episode was. I think it's 96.
Yeah, I'm about to say you didn't even give us the episode last time.
The
number.
I was talking about here last time.
Oh yeah, it was me.
Hold on. I want to make sure I say it right. I just looked at it.
Let's import this.
91, 92, 93, 94. Yeah, this is 97. I would said the wrong thing. 91. 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. 97. I'll make sure I change the thing. What's up, people?
What's up? What's up?
All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fire Nights. I'm Carlton with the Heat.
Man with the cool.
That's right. And we have a special guest in today with us, joining us. And I'm going to let Mr. Main introduce him.
If you can already see, we got Mr. Donny. Is that Carswell?
Yeah, it's Carl.
There we go. I got it right. That's what I'm talking about. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling fantastic, bro.
Well, I want to first say thank you for coming through. It wasn't last minute, but so to speak, kind of last minute. I wanted to make sure I got you on before, cause I don't know, social media is kind of funny. It's kind of fickle. Like it could be important this week, and then in 3 days it don't have to be important no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to, get us to talk about some things while it's important. I also feel like at the time we in right now, I feel like being silent on certain issues, it kind of like leave a sour taste in people's mouth. So I didn't want none of the platforms that I'm connected to not speak about certain things either, I didn't want to just brush it off. Like, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it does get tiring to talk about because, like, it's an ongoing thing. But I feel like this is one time that more than others, but I feel like people are actually seriously upset about something right now. Or it's real feelings being involved. I'm even seeing people getting canceled for making jokes at the wrong time right now. And that's unheard of. Usually we just laugh and say, nah, that was funny, though. But now people, they dead serious. Like, and then honestly, people's stance is even being questioned right now. Like I talked about it last week. We talked about it later on though. A few celebrities kind of trying to get canceled and chopped off right now just from one post. You know what I'm saying? Or just saying the wrong things. So I wanted to kind of talk about that. Or at least have a conversation about it with some people that I know I can have a conversation about it with. So how you been, Carlton, so far?
I've been great. Last week was busy for me, so that's why I took the week off. This week. Yeah, I took a little mini vacay. Went to Charlotte for the weekend. Had to kind of get my headspace together. But yeah, I mean things are as good as they can be for me personally. But obviously with everything that's going on, it's there's different emotions happening for me as far as just different things how I feel about how everything's going on. So. I was really ready to talk this week because there's some things I need to say. So.
And honestly, I'm be honest with you. Like, for me, I was thinking the same thing, and that's why I like what we do here. And I didn't want to be that person that's making like no disrespect nobody else that's making. I promise you, I'm not disrespecting you, but I don't want to be a person that's making like 30 and 40 statuses. Like, I wrote a letter last week. And I realized I can't write no more. Like I never could write anyway. But like my hands started hurting.
Penmanship?
No, it always been trashed. I'm a terrible writer. My hand was hurting after every like 4 lines.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. I'm like, well, I could type. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. But I said to say like I didn't want to type a bunch of statuses. Like because then I feel like you start. What I see on the timeline, I can't say this is what happened. This is what I see on the timeline. I feel like people would be
speak your truth.
Trying to like. Compete with other people's statuses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Talk your ears.
I'm black, I'm hurt, I'm mad. It's like, but I'm blacker, I'm hurter, and I'm more mad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you stupid. And then it's like we can't even get along with getting along sometimes. Yeah. So I'm like, I ain't gonna do the status thing. No respect. I mean, some people they write well and they put a thought together very well.
Right.
Others not so much. But I didn't want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure I use my platforms like I know how to use them because we talking. This is more of a better conversation than me writing a bunch of statuses and us picking through what we agree or don't agree on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean,
what's up, Eric?
Yeah, what's up, man? So I agree with you, man. Like when people trying to out status each other, that's been like a real heavy thing these past few weeks, man. But what I did, I think I did it like about 3-4 days ago, right? What I did is I started posting things from both sides because I got a real diverse group of friends on Facebook. And
Risky business.
yeah, man. So I just started posting things with both sides because I want to see exactly what everybody is saying because I wanted to create dialogue. And what I started seeing happening with like is we're basically saying the same thing, but saying it different ways. That's the crazy part about it.
Well, explain that for me. Talk about that a little bit.
All right, so
you said we're saying
for
the same
instance-
thing but different ways.
Yeah,
Give
the
me some
same thing
examples.
from different ways. So, for instance, like I hear a lot of the black community saying, you know, I'm with protesting. I wanna protest. Everybody just protest because this is an outrage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a lot of people that's white saying we protest, but then everybody disagreeing with the rioters. But here's the thing that I'm seeing. So, I saw a post that said, hey. There was a black person took a lot of white people and said, "Hey, are these thugs too?" Because you know Donald Trump used the term thug, right?
Right,
So then
right,
I took
right.
that. I said, "Okay, let me post that and see what happened." I ain't putting no titles to it or nothing. I just posted it. When I posted it, literally every person that was white said, "Yeah, they're thugs." They called them thugs. But then when you go to the black side, they feel that when they say thugs, they're referring to them. So I'm sitting there like, that's how I feel too. So I'm sitting there thinking like, is there a miscommunication? And then we need to sit down and have a conversation and see what's going on. But there's some type of line that's not, you know, we're not getting through to each other. So I'm really seeing right now that we're really saying a lot of the same things, but different ways in how we feel about it. And everybody has their own perspective. But what I feel like the biggest problem is that we don't know how to communicate with each other and get that across. So I'm seeing it from both sides, man. And I see that this right now is the first time I've ever seen in my lifetime, this many white people involved too. You know what I mean? Because when you go out there, I'm like, wow, it's pretty much more white people out there than I've seen black people in some of these places because black people don't live like that in Utah. You know what I'm saying? They don't live like that in some of these places. So I'm sitting there saying, like, everybody's outraged because what they're seeing is a human being die.
Right.
Not somebody. We taking color out of this thing. We're seeing a human being die. The life being taken out of them. And for me, I mean, if you're not hurt by that, I don't know what if you're a person or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you see that and
Right.
not have a problem? So what I'm seeing is that there is a lot of people having issues with that on both sides. So I'm just trying to figure out how can we get to a place where we can communicate going forward and coming to a solution versus just name calling you this and you that. How can we move forward? Where do we go from here? That's what I'm seeing after doing the post. So that's why I'm using my platform to try to find a middle road to see what everybody is saying versus trying to figure out, hey, this person right here is wronging me. You know what I'm saying? I want to figure out a solution because I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to keep dealing with the same thing that we've been dealing with since 1965 and before then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We've been dealing with the same exact issue. It really hasn't changed. It's just being filmed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. It's just being filmed. And that's the one common misconception that I'm seeing amongst white people. They're saying we made so much progress. Yes and no. We made progress legally, but the way we're being treated out here hasn't really changed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, and then one thing I got to talk to the black people about is that 1965 ain't that long ago.
It really ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, my dad was born in 55. You know what I'm saying? My dad was in a segregated school all the way to 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't that long ago. No, I'm not saying that it should be going on this long. But what I am saying is for it to be such a short period of time, me being a history teacher, I realize that it takes time for these things to change in any situation. But what we're asking for right now is we want to know, are we going to take more steps to change? And that's what the white community is not getting. They're just saying, "Oh, we made so much, but we still got much more."
Right.
That's not what they're not getting. They're like, "Oh, we made so much, but we got much more to go."
But just imagine that, though. The fact that, you know, we even had a conversation of how far we may have came, and the fact that we still have so much more far to go.
Right.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes as well, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, like I said, and you say you look from both sides, and I'm somebody that always weigh the scale out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the side I'm on is not the heaviest. apparently we go through the most. So it's just it's one of them frustrating things. Real call. I want to ask you. I know you said you had a lot to say. What was your thoughts on the past? I guess
This past
5 to 7 days, man.
Well, first off, I want to get into just the murder itself 1st. And that's what I'm gonna call it. It was a murder. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was just I didn't even watch the video, and I was getting upset with people sending me the video. I didn't want to. I don't like. I'm not like. It's. I was telling my friend today. It's a different perspective. I mean, my situation was. I faced death, but it wasn't like because of what with racism, whatever. I faced it because of sickness or whatever. So, like, to see something like that, and you're seeing like this man like literally dying on camera. It's the same thing with the young man that was shot. When he was jogging. It's the same thing. Like, I didn't want to see that because it was just it's heartbreaking. But to me, that what pissed me off the most about the little snippets that I did see was the white devil terrorist looking into the camera. Like, he was like you know how like when you well, y'all
said the what?
The white devil terrorist.
I'm sorry,
I said what I said.
Okay. Here we go. The white
devil terrorist.
White devil terrorist.
Yes.
Okay.
Like Satan.
I got you.
There we go.
The white devil. Gotcha.
So you know how when people go hunting and they kill a deer and they look in the camera like with the knee on the thing and they're like this or whatever with the gun or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. It was like he was hunting this black man. And that's what it reminded me of. And it just really broke my heart to just really just see that, even that still frame. You know what I'm saying? So like that I can understand the outrage of people.
Yeah.
People are tired. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, and for people like for me, if you've never been bullied by a cop, you don't really understand what that feeling is like. Like, I've told this story before, I think, on here. Me and my friend, we were leaving the restaurant in North Augusta, and two cops pulled us over.
Wrong city to be in.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Yeah,
I learned the hard way.
I was gonna say that one. Yeah.
I learned the hard way. Trust me.
Yeah.
And at the time, we was leaving the restaurant, and I had I don't wear my earring in my ear a lot. But that night I did, and I had like the hoop earring in my ear, or whatever. And we was leaving the restaurant. We left Walmart. We had to go to Walmart because my baby sister needed diapers, and so we live in Walmart. Cops pulled us over. They claimed that the light was out or whatever, but we was just basically two black kids in a white neighborhood apparently, and the cop was looking at me like I was a drug dealer. They literally patted me like
That's wild.
I'm serious. It was crazy. They patted me down like they invaded my privacy, everything.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy because what happened was my friend, she had her mother's prescription pill bottle, and they was trying to basically they was assuming that we were trying to sell the pills
to the white kids.
To the white kids in the neighborhood.
To the kids that love them pills in the neighborhood.
It was it was just crazy. So then she had to call her mom. They made her call her mom. She didn't pick up the first time. I said, "Oh crap, we about to go to prison." And then
she was black.
Yeah,
that's a black mom for you. Black mom never pick up the first call. They always calling you back, bro. They always call you back.
But thank God she picked up. She called the second time she picked up, and the mom told the cop that those are her pills, and they literally made us put the pills on the ground and crush them with our feet. And then it was just crazy. But that whole night I was terrified. I got home, I was like in tears. It was crazy. It was crazy. But again, it just until you really understand that fear, you don't really get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why people were angry, why people are angry, why people are upset. And I just honestly I feel the most upset for the family, because at the end of the day, yes, this affects us all, and definitely affects the African American community. It affects everybody, but it hits us the hardest because we are the ones that are being killed and hunted like prey. But I always think about the family because at the end of the day, when all this dies down, when the protests stop, when the anger subsides, the family still has to deal with the fact they lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to my friend. I was like, who is making sure that the family's okay? I get it that we are united. I get that we are all wanting to see change. I get that we are willing to do whatever it takes to make things happen. But who's making sure the family's okay? Like, they actually lost somebody, and for them to have to see, because the more that we share, the more that the news plays, they're replaying the death over and over again,
So-
and it's hitting them differently.
And but
You know?
and I feel like I agree with, and that's one of them tough decisions you got to make with social media on that, like sharing a video or something like that. Because on one side, yeah, you think about the family, people that closest to him that don't want to keep seeing that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Especially they on social media. It could be, a third cousin that just maybe not know him, but he knew him. You know what I'm saying? It might still affect him to see his family member, die 24 times, a day or whatever.
Right.
And then the flip side, and it's probably not the most important side people going to think about, is like, you kind of don't want people to forget what's going on, though, at the same time. I don't want to see the video. I haven't watched the video. I just seen still images.
Right.
That's enough for me. I feel like I know what happened in the video.
Right.
I don't plan on watching. I don't want to watch no more black people die on camera or in person. I haven't seen enough both times. I haven't seen enough.
Right.
It's like, it's something that never leaves you.
Right.
So I don't want to keep seeing that. But at the same time, like I said, I say that every time it happened, it's like these videos, they get more vivid. And we got HD to get like more high definition every time.
Yeah.
I just feel like at some point, and I hate to say it like this, but at some point I feel like it's gonna be a whole movie just on camera one day, like edited, like cut, scene, different angles
That's sick.
of
That's
a
sad.
cop killing somebody, and we still gonna be like, but did he really kill him? You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel sometimes.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't like that.
So let me ask you guys a question. So this is and right now what I'm doing is I'm taking this stance of I want to find a solution to this, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So when I've talked to the other side of this thing, because I have a lot.
You mean police officer or just
No.
A race.
Police officer and white.
okay?
Different minorities. And I think is yes, there is racism. Racism does exist. But I think that the police in America as a whole is just grimy. You know what I mean? I think that needs to be reformed. It needs to be changed. I mean, we literally have movies about dirty cops.
Yeah.
Literally, we
Yeah.
have movies about dirty cops, right?
You remember how like at one point,
Yeah.
like whatever the theme of the world is, we got a bunch of movies on that.
Yeah.
Remember why it was aliens and stuff like that? Like every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Now, like every about 6 months, we get about two or three bad cop movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one is like the feature film of the year. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like past 3, 4, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, it's been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, all right, so I know in some countries cops don't carry weapons, but hey, we got the right to bear arms, so I'm not saying a cop shouldn't have a weapon because it could get bad, right? But what I'm saying is maybe there should be some type of reform saying that, rules of engagement, having to do a psychological every so often, because they only do it once. You know what I'm saying? You can go crazy at any time.
Later on.
You know what I'm saying? At any time. You can go crazy, stuff going at home. We never know. But then you got a whole lot of other factors in there. So I'm thinking like, what about attacking the criminal justice, system and putting in some legislation to change how cops handle people, period. Not talking about race, not talking about anything. I'm talking about the way the criminal justice system is set up. It is a disgrace. It should be changed.
Absolutely.
I mean, the 3 strikes law that they put in, it caused mass incarceration. I mean, it's so many different things that we need to be attacking about this criminal justice system. And I think that's what's being lost in this message right now. They're talking about rioting and all that type of stuff. No, when we go out there and protest, we need to say what we want and what we want now. We want equality, and we want change in that criminal justice system because it's not fair to people of color. One of the major reasons that we have mass incarceration, though, is because we get these public defenders and we all plead out. You know what I'm saying? These public defenders, we all plead out. If we had better ways to prevent us from being in these situations, better legislation, we wouldn't have this big gap.
So, but just to your point, because I was watching something. One of my favorite people that's like rapper kind of like that talk about is Killer Mike, because he's very educated. And he word things is like amazing. And he said the same thing. Like, this is the time where you go beat up your politicians, your local government, and things like that in the poll booth, right? And I agree with that. Like, you need legislation, the thing about that is you got to think about what we got to do to get that. So people got to
Yeah.
actually get out the house and go vote.
Vote.
But it's not about
Vote.
voting though. Like it's that, but you got to be well versed in who you voting for. Like
Yeah.
we got
Right.
this mindset
Right.
of
Right.
well,
Right.
I hate this. We got this mindset of like I'm only voting Democrat, and it's like
Yeah. Thank you.
you know, it's like,
Thank
but
you.
that particular
Thank
Democrat
you.
person may not be the person you need.
Exactly.
And honestly, the way the system works, everybody working against each other anyway. If you got a local
Yeah.
city where it's like mainly Democrat, but then you in a Republican state, like what
Yeah.
y'all really doing? Y'all just
Yeah.
fighting each other the whole time. It don't matter. But you got to really like know what you want from each candidate, understand what each candidate can or can't provide for
Uh-huh.
you, and go based off that, not based off.
Yeah.
Oh, that person had in 1994 they passed this bill. I didn't like that bill.
Exactly.
That was 30 years ago. But what are they doing today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
there's a lot of
Right.
stuff that I think we can do. I don't. And to be honest with you, I just want to tell people that's watching. I don't think that would have changed the outcome of that man's life.
No.
But I'm just saying for what we really want in a grand scheme of things, that'll help. I'm gonna give a shout out to somebody right here, Kim Macon. You know him. That's probably my favorite this person around when it comes to like politics and stuff like that. He interview all the candidates. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know him, if you don't have no speech for him, or you're not in tune, you can just follow his page and he talks to all of them. You know what I'm saying? And he's very in the middle. He's not dragging them, or he's not like putting them on Front Street. It's like you get what they selling. You know what I'm saying? At that point.
I think, and I think a big point, and I see a lot of people that aren't related to politics that the big point they make. It all starts at home. It starts with your local politicians. Like that's, I mean, yeah, president important, but it's really your mayors, your governors. You know what I'm saying? Your representatives for the House of Representatives, your senators. Those are the people that's really like that the impact is on. So I think that's important to do your homework. And like you said, I'm not gonna sit in front like I'm like Mr. Politician, because I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
But I do understand that there's the importance of you definitely do need to do your research and really understand the issues that are at hand. Like this is y'all thought the other year, what was it, the year 2000 was vote or die? Was that?
Oh, that was 2008. 2008. That was
no,
Obama.
2020 is definitely like
Vote or die. Yeah, it's
like,
real. This the real
like,
deal.
For real. Like
Diddy, where you at with them shirts?
Nah, Diddy on some wild stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, yo, Diddy had them shirts though with the vote or
no,
die
he did,
shirt.
but
Yeah,
now he's I get what he's saying, but I don't agree with it. Like I said, he's basically saying that y'all can't buy the black vote. And a lot of times these celebrities, when they say stuff, you got people, you got people that really follow them real heavy. Yeah. So when a big celebrity tells you, "Nah, dog, y'all don't vote," of course there gonna be people that's not gonna vote.
Yeah. I'm happy now that I would hope that we in a space where we not like moved by what a celebrity is telling us.
I want to talk about
that.
that
So, because
a
a lot of times these companies, it's like, so I say this. People might say, you can't buy the black vote, right? Or whatever. But let's just say it's a saying. You can, but let's say it's a saying. You can definitely pay somebody to persuade a certain race to vote a certain way. So when you had Diddy doing the vote or die thing, I don't know what he got paid for that. I'm pretty sure he got a check for it though. I'm pretty sure it wasn't for free.
I don't doubt it.
I remember the shirts. It would look nice. It might have went $5 for Air Maxes. So I mean, that's buying a black vote right there. You know what I'm saying? You trying to. I ain't gonna get into that, but you think about today, like 'cause it's a whole propaganda with that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make some urban shirts for the die. I was 14 with a vote die shirt. Like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, all for that race he was trying to run. But regardless of the fact,
that was my first election.
What?
I was ninth grade.
I
remember that.
I was in
it was
college.
04.
In college.
Sorry, I didn't even put it out like that. But 05.
Nah, it was cool. It's all good.
I tried to throw a year in there.
That's cool. That was my freshman year of college.
Ruben Studdard was out that year. That was nice.
That song gets to my nerves.
Sorry. Nah, but I just think that you can persuade celebrities to persuade people, but I think now that we can make our own mind up. Social media has made it that way. Because you got people that aren't celebrities at all that got more influence than some celebrities.
Absolutely.
Before you had to pay for a name like LL Cool J or somebody that was popping in the 90s and 2000s. Now it's like you got influencers that ain't really done nothing at all. They just influence social media.
I like I said, I guess we just talking. Cause I know we was like doing sections or whatever.
Yeah.
But I saw a post yesterday, the other day or something. It was basically talking about where is J. Cole and Kendrick with the whole protest or whatever. And I first of all, I want to say, if you are all on social media, like obviously you are, you will see that J. Cole was out in Fayetteville. He was definitely out there.
Right. Shout out to J. Cole.
But the point is, to me, this is a twofold thing I got to say on this. First of all, like I agree with you 1,000%, man. We should not be depending on our celebrities to stand up for us. We have our own minds. We have our own will. We have our own strength that we can make our own decisions on what we should or should not be doing. Again, and who's to say that Kendrick's not doing anything? Just because he's not posting it on social media, don't mean he's not doing anything. So that brings me to my second point. Unfortunately, we are so crippled by social media. Yeah. Like we cannot, and this is a fact. We cannot go without posting every single freaking thing that we do. And it's like it's like the rule is, if it ain't on Facebook, it ain't real. It ain't factual. And that's a sad mindset. It's like people have the right to do things that they want to do to affect change without posting it. It's not necessary for you to post every single thing that you're doing or to announce every single thing that you're doing. I guess again we can continue this conversation. But I was right before I got here, I was having a conversation with my aunts who actually were a part of the 1970 Augusta riots. They wasn't not involved, but they was there or whatever. And we was talking about just the civil rights movement and everything, and how the importance of organization, the importance of communication. And you have those people that are actually working behind the scenes. You got the people in the forefront doing the protests, making the speeches, doing all that stuff. But you got those people that's working behind the scenes. Make sure that there's money because you need money, because you got people that aren't working regular jobs. These people still got to take care of their families.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's the same thing with now. If we're gonna really mobilize and do what things we need to do to affect change, there got to be people working behind the scenes, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to post on social media to say, "Ooh, I'm working in the fight."
So I want to say something real quick. What you said, like, I don't know, like why somebody would post that, because in the midst of all this is going on, and I feel like it's a very serious time. Whether you pro-black, you just only black, and you just care about yourself and your family, whatever. It's you think about it right now, because it can happen to anybody, right?
Right.
With being in skin tone. I don't know who in the hell is thinking about J. Cole or Kendrick at a time like this. Like, I'm not thinking about
right.
Crazy, like like it's going on. Like, yo, what Kendrick is doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy as hell to me. Like, I'm not thinking about Kendrick or J. Cole until I seen that he was there. But I wasn't thinking about what they was doing. Like,
and also too, and I'm gonna put this out there. Everybody that's in the streets don't mean that they are on the same agenda, and everybody that's in the streets don't mean that they have the same mentality of what they're trying to do. Some people are on the streets just to be seen. Everybody don't have that same focus. I think the problem is we're losing focus of what's really going on. That's the problem. The problem is this man was murdered, and these police officers aren't being charged for the right crime. And excuse my ignorance, because I don't know what first degree, second degree, third degree. I don't know what any of that means, but I know third degree ain't enough. And these other 3 police officers that were watching, filming, or whatever the hell they was doing, they need to be charged as well. And so, what?
No, I was gonna say that, but I couldn't say it. But that's a Dave Chappelle joke. Like, who the hell would think about a job at a time like this? Like, that's how I think about. Like, it's something serious going on. Who think about Kendrick and J. Cole? Like,
it's just people are. I don't know. It's just been this whole week. This whole 5-7 days has been crazy. Again, that's why I said it's been a whole bunch of emotions going on. Because again, you're trying to focus on what's really the issue is that people of our skin color are being murdered because we are black. But because we all have our own separate agendas, things are getting misconstrued and getting confused. You know what I'm saying?
That's it right there.
So I just
yeah. I mean, and honestly, that's really the major difference between 1965 and now. Is in 1965 we were more on a united front, and we had a Martin Luther King, we had a Malcolm X, we had a national black voice that we would look to for guidance and education on what we want, what we need to do going forward. But see, that's the thing. Like right now, I think the big issue too with this is we're not really educated on how we can affect change and what can we do to affect change. Like when we say go to vote, a lot of people don't even know when you go vote, you don't just vote for candidates. You vote for certain laws that's gonna come out.
Yeah,
you
they
vote
don't.
for a lot of different things when you go vote. So then you wonder, like, yo, man, why we not getting nothing in our city? Well, shoot, they voted to turn that down out of your city. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of different things when it comes to vote. And then they think that, hey, just because I go vote for the presidential election, if we all go vote our mass numbers, it's going to make a difference. That's not true. We got the electoral college. That electoral college is the big thing that people don't even understand how it works.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you're not voting every I'm telling you, if you're not voting every 2 years and every 6 years, when senators is every 6 years, every 2 years for your somebody in the House of Representatives, if you're not voting for these different people in this legislation, then when you do vote, or let's say you do put it up, or somebody like we put Obama in, okay, he couldn't get nothing done because most of the House or the Senate that turned Republican.
Talk
because
your
we didn't go vote.
Talk.
It's not just go vote one time. You got to continually vote every single time, and then be educated. Like I said, be educated on what we're going to do when we go in there, who we're going to go for, and are they supporting what we need. I mean, just like you say, some people just want to get seen. They just want that publicity. They want to be seen on the forefront, but they not really making no major impact.
Right.
We need people out there that's gonna really go out there and fight for us on that floor, make some legislation that's really gonna make an impact for black people. That's what the problem is, man. And we're just not educated on that because, I mean, I'm a teacher, man, and I'm telling you, as a teacher, man, we don't stress enough on social studies. Man, schools are cutting down on social study importance, man. Social study teachers are the last thing on schools' mind.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? When you go to these schools, you got teachers that teach social studies and ELA or social studies and math. You know what I'm saying? Social studies is being taken out, right? But it's so important, man. It's so important to know what it is that you need to do in your country to affect change. And if you don't know, then guess what? We in the situation that we in right now where we don't know exactly what it is we can do. All we can do is protest and go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I mean, when you look at Martin Luther King with I've been seeing this a lot around too. Like when they're saying the rioting is the voice of the unheard.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right.
Seen that quote.
Yeah, you seen that quote. All right. If you go watch the whole clip, rioting is the voice of the voice unheard. King is actually talking about educating those people, putting things in place so that way we can be heard in the right way. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to work towards solutions. So that's where I'm with you, man. Like if you thinking about where a celebrity is at or where J. Cole is at, man, you ain't where we need you to be at right now. We need to figure out. we need you to figure out. Hey, come up with some ideas or something. Vote somebody in the right place for the NAACP or something. Right? Go do something. Call some legislation to something that goes ahead and change something on the legislation floor. That's what needs to happen.
That's kind of like the problem a little bit. Like the fact that somebody is wanting J. Cole, like at a time like this, you want to freestyle, or you want to hit. You know what I'm saying? You want some bars. But you know, what I will say to touch on something you talking earlier, I didn't get a chance to say it though. But you talking about like police and about them going through psychiatric stuff and evaluation and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it. 'Cause I'm not a cop. My sister might know more, or people I know that might know more. But I would say, from my understanding, it's almost like they go through training, right? And people say they're not trained well enough. I think that the police training is well. I think that they need to train more. Maybe it could be some kind of quarterly situation where they have to pass something quarterly to, continue to be a police officer, something like that. I don't think that one time or that every 5 years anniversary type training they're getting is getting it done. I think they need to be well versed in it, and they need to be reiterated and retrained to them quarterly, every 3 months, because it's too much going on right now. And I haven't seen no state, no place adapt that at all, even what's going on. And I think that, they got to be held accountable more. From what I'm seeing in a lot of things that happen, these police officers that are doing these things, they got bad records. Like, they don't have the best, they got poor performance. So, I mean, that's what happens when you have poor performance and you're not getting called out on it, or you're not being held accountable. You continue to be poor. Yeah. Until something like this happened, and now they trying to, then now they can't charge you because they ain't been holding you accountable. Right. So they can't say, well, we said this, so you can't even charge the person now because you let them do this last 5-6 years. They've been messing up every 3-4 months. Yeah. So I mean, you got to train more. That's what it is.
I think also too something is that police officers need to get acclimated to their jurisdiction, right? So what I mean by that
Community
is
policing.
and community police, they need to build relationships with the community before they be given a badge and a gun.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You need to know that, hey man, my boy Johnny, he walk at midnight every night during this night, and I see him every night at midnight walking to the gas station to go get him some cigarettes on them Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? That's what he go do.
Shout out to
You know what
Johnny.
I'm saying? Shout out to Johnny. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So that means that when you riding down the street and you policing, you see Johnny and you like, oh man, he's just going to get some cigarettes. Ain't no need to bother Johnny. You know what I'm saying? That's called building relationships. So I think there needs to be a mandatory just get acclimated to your jurisdiction before you start policing it. How you gonna police people that you don't know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, if you just give somebody the gun and the badge, like, and tell me to go in the internet, me not knowing you, of course you're gonna look suspicious because I don't know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that should be something that really should be input in there too. And like you said, with that extra training, man, like that's some dope ideas. That's some things that we need in our policing community.
I just want to real quick. We're not like leaving y'all out, but one thing about going live is a lot of comments, and it's live's doing well now, so we got a lot of comments. I don't want to take from the conversations. I don't want to be one like just throw somebody comment in there.
Right.
But I do see one, and I seen a few I wanted to actually talk about, but I see one that I want to kind of talk about first. He says, it's Shabazz Ali. Shout out to you. It says, yeah, he was
I
murdered.
knew you was gonna read that one.
Yeah, it just threw me off.
Yeah.
It said, yeah, he was murdered. 'Cause all the comment was fire. He just kind of, this one was got a little cold.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he was murdered, but what about the other youth been killed by black on black? We don't march for that. So
Let me
I
hear
want to
that.
say,
What?
Let me hit it. Let me hit
go ahead,
it.
You
go
get
ahead.
Let me hit
that
it.
one, man. You
Okay,
get that
so because this is a great example of something I experienced yesterday. You know how
yo, when somebody start messing with the wires, I never say something because it never on the wires.
yeah,
So it's okay.
you know how our non-African American counterparts sometimes they say things that they just shouldn't be saying, and I just feel like this is the time for you either to stand or shut up. You know what I'm saying? So I saw a post. And you normally no you don't. I do normally go off for the handle on Facebook, but I've been trying to do better.
You cut back a lot.
I have cut back.
You went on Facebook diet. I like
Yes,
that.
yes. Physical diet and Facebook diet. But no, I normally when I see ignorant things, I just scroll past. I'm a big firm believer in if it's something I see that I don't like, just scroll past it. I'm not especially this time during this phase. I'm not here for the back and forth. I'm here. I'm definitely. I said what I said, and we're gonna keep it pushing. If you don't, I'm not going back and forth with you on anything. Period. So but I saw this post, and I had to say something. The person said that you guys, how can you guys care about Black Lives Matter when something he said something about Black Lives Matter when most people are having babies out of wedlock. Isn't that a sin too, or something like that?
I don't get it.
And that made absolutely no sense. That was the most asinine thing I've ever heard in life. So I had to comment. I said, "Sir," I was like, first of all, this is. I forgot what big word I used, but I used the big word. Yeah, I did.
That was up.
I can't even remember what big word I used at the point, but I said it. First of all, that those are two different situations that has nothing to do with the fact of your people. Some of your people killing my people because of the color of our skin, and I said signed a person that was born out of wedlock. Because I felt offended too at the same time because I was also born out of wedlock. So that I said all that to say that black on black crime and white people killing us because of the color of our skin are two separate issues, and we are not talking about black on black crime right now. Is black on black crime an issue? Absolutely, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about and I've said before in the podcast, and I still stand by it. Again, black on black crime is an issue that needs to be handled, but that's not what we're doing in this day and time right now. These past 5 to 7 days, we're talking about this white cop who decided to hunt this man like an animal and stand on him like he was a prized possession. That's what we're talking about right now.
So
stick to it.
what I would say to that, like I said, for years, I just feel like I don't know. I think that people be misconstruing or like forgetting kind of what it is. Like it's not about even the whites killing blacks, because we talking about white law enforcement. We talking about law enforcement
People
killing
who's supposed
black.
to be protecting and serving
Yeah, so
everybody.
They took an oath, right? And only example I always use is, I ain't saying no names because I always sound racist when you say names, but person A living in a neighborhood like we live in without color, and person B killing one another, or maybe one killing the other one over whatever issue they have is personal issue between them two. Somebody decided to take it there. That's on them. That's something different. They would have to talk about. But a person of law enforcement killing person A as a black person over the color of their skin, or because they fear that person, or they fear that person's skin complexion, size, whatever. After they went through all this training, they get paid to protect. Is a totally different story. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about two different commitments.
Right.
Ron ain't got no commitment to killing black over some money he owed him or something like that. There's no commitment there. That's something they got to handle that. But you committed to protecting and serving a community.
Right.
If you knew that you were going to be scared of the people in that community, you probably don't want to protect them. It's like
You should put your badge away.
it's like you can't be the head of the house if you scared. You know what I'm saying? Like the head of the house is to protect, right?
Yeah.
So you can't go in there just being scared. It's impossible. So as a cop, if you know you're scared to do X, Y, Z, or you know that you don't have them kind of you're not validated to do that type of stuff, you shouldn't do it. That's
The
just
big
just
word
it.
I used was egregious. I had to look it up.
Egregious. Shout out to David.
I like that, bro. I like that. I agree.
I had to. I had to pull out. I was like,
That's
what word
Stephen
I
A.
use?
Smith right there.
Shabazz says, "Oh, wow, he's upset." I'm not necessarily upset. I'm aggravated.
So I want to say to I'm the level-headed person all the time. Carl's my guy, but he's definitely fire. I'm the ice. But I will say this, Shabazz. First of all, appreciate you for watching. I appreciate all your opinion, all your comments. They've been dope thus far. Like I said, this is just one I didn't necessarily agree with. Never mad. It's a conversation. We all black.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm down with it. Like I said, I just feel like, and we gonna. We did it wrong. We didn't introduce him at all, but we're gonna do that in a little while. I promise. But what I do want to say is, before we even dive off, is when it comes to what that comment about black on black crime, I just feel like this is like the wrong time to address that.
Yeah, I agree.
feel like if we address the other stuff first, let's say the other stuff stop. Let's just say it stop. It's not, but let's just say it does, right? Let's say we have hope and it does stop. Then we can address that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's black on black crime stuff. That's not the major issue. I guarantee it's not. Like it's not the major issue. Like that is something when I from all the areas I've been in growing up, bad names, whatever. Like that's something I can take. I can stand for that. I can face that. But me just getting pulled over, not knowing if I'm gonna get a ticket or get a few bullets inside of me, I don't know. Like that, I can't take that. Yeah. So that's all we trying to say. Like it's just two different things. I promise you, it's not. When nobody's upset or mad. I like your comment because it brought the conversation up of that. Yeah. But this just one of them situations, and I think every situation like that where when something happened, I don't want the answer to a person or member of law enforcement killing an unarmed black man should never be, well, what about black on black crime? That just has zero to do with that at all.
And the reason I want to say this real quick before I forget, because I'm older and sometimes I forget things. A lot of white people use that excuse, and like that's the deflection. I feel like you're deflecting from the issue. And again, please believe I wholeheartedly am a firm believer that we need to take care of house, and we do need to make sure that we tackle the issue of black on black crime, because it's an important issue. I'm not saying it's not, and so I agree with that 100%. But what I'm saying is that should not be the answer to when I say, "Hey, white people, stop killing me." But what about your people killing you? You know how crazy that sounds?
Well, I get this one. It's gonna be hard to clean in house when niggas not in the house no more because they start killing us left and right. Yeah. So we got to take care of that so we can be allowed to clean in house, because who knows, they might. I don't know this particular guy. I know he has some good credentials and he was a good talker and stuff like that. But you start killing off these leaders, we never gonna clean the house,
right?
Especially unarmed and innocent and ain't did nothing. Like that's just wild. Yeah. And they've been doing that since '65. So I mean, well before that anyway. So
Well,
you know,
I just want to say one thing quick, Shabazz, real quick. Like I'm a type of dude that I like to do analogies, and like that's kind of like what I do, right? So I'm gonna just tell you how it feels when you say that to black people. So how it feels is like, let's just say somebody's mother died, right? And you attend the funeral, and they say, hey, my mother died, and you be like, well, shoot, your dad died too.
yeah, it's not
Yikes.
crazy.
That's-
You know?
It's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not funny. But I'm just saying I'm like, what does that have to do with my mother died? You know what I'm saying? It's like it just shows an insensitivity
Right.
to the situation,
Right.
and it's just like, yo, instead in that moment, the proper thing to do is to just hear that person out, what they're saying, and empathize with them. You're not showing empathy when you say, well, black on black crime.
Right.
What's the difference? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it's equivalent to
Yeah.
when you say Black Lives Matter and they say all lives matter.
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing.
It's a feeling that you guys invoke in us when you say that type of thing, and that's why it's like, what? That's why you get the response you get, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, somebody. Thank you.
And my sister.
Oh yeah. So thank you. That's a perfect example that I can give you of how it feels to black people, so you can understand. Because I just want to make sure I communicate that with you. Like, we ain't jumping on you, but that's what it feels like.
It's not a jump. I think it's because of, first of all, I didn't get to talk last week, so I think it's because it's the culmination of me not talking last week and everything that's been happening. It's like, all right, I finally get to talk. Because for me, and this is another thing I wanted to speak on too, because this is something I've been seeing a lot on social media that's been bothering me. I see a lot of people, again, not congratulations, but I salute everybody who had decided to take a stand and be in the forefront and march and protest, and let your voices be heard. What I can't get jiggy with is the social media.
Come on.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it because you tried it. Like, you tried it last week. I listened to the podcast. I listened to the podcast last week. You tried it, man.
What I said?
We'll talk later. But what I can't get down with is the social media bullying. Okay. You know, I can't get down with people that are protesting, bullying people for not, who decide who can't march for certain reasons. And I read a post, and I want to find it because it's very pertinent to what I feel like we need to be talking about. So let me find it real quick. I should have had it up. I should have been prepared.
Yeah,
I apologize.
It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? I get caught up, and then I just be forgetting it. Okay, here it is. It says, everyone's role is not the same. The Spirit is giving us all specific individual guidance. Tune out the news and tune into what you are supposed to be doing at this time. And me and my friend Chantel, shout out to Chantel Wheeler, we was having this conversation when we was getting lunch. And everybody has a role to play when it comes to just things in life. Mm-hmm. And especially when it comes to this issue, everybody has a role to play. A lot of times things fail in life because we're trying to play a position that we're not meant to play. So at the end of the day, if it's your calling or your position or your role to be out there in the front, everybody can't talk. Like, there's some people who are really horrible speakers. Like, if you're like people like you don't enunciate, you don't talk well. We can't understand. You got spit all in your mouth. So so that means that you are not the one meant to speak for the people. No, for real, because when you talk,
wipe your mouth, man.
You gotta talk clearly. So that's not your role to play. You have people that are very vocal and real, rah-rah, so you might be in the front field. You have people, again, that are really good with organization, so they need to be playing the field in the backfield.
Right.
And let's not forget about our artists. Again, there's like you saying, people on the other side of the coin, there are a lot of people that don't understand why we're so angry. A lot of times people are not going to, it's like the same thing with people with church. A lot of times people are not going to receive the word of God just because a preacher says it. Sometimes they have to see other avenues of the word. So with this situation, we have our artists. We have people to create movies about this stuff. We have people that can create plays, poetry, music. Like, all that stuff is important. All that stuff plays a part. And so if everybody plays their position and plays their part, I feel like things can move how they're supposed to move or how they need to move. Again, I wish I would have recorded my aunt. My aunt broke it down before I got here. Like, she literally was breaking. And I wanted to record her, but she probably would have got me and told me don't do that. But I'm gonna ask her to see if she can come to the podcast next week, or if I can record her and play it, because she said a lot of valuable nuggets of things that we could learn from people that were in the civil rights movement. Again, I'm not saying that we have to do every single thing because sometimes we have to make changes for change to happen. But there are some nuggets that we could take from them because they were successful. Obviously, laws changed. Obviously, things happen. So I feel like we could take some things that they did, learn from them, and how can we implement that with what we're fighting today. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing new under the sun. And I wholeheartedly believe that. So the things that we're dealing with now, even though it's intensified, it's more impactful because, like you said, people are recording. Again, social media, different things like that. It's bigger than it was back then, but it's still the same thing. And I feel like we can learn something from them, and we can just we can apply it to what we're doing. I just think that's important for us to go back and really talk to those civil rights leaders, talk to those people that were involved, and see how can we use what they did, and how can we do that to make the change that we need to make in 2020 and beyond for our nieces, nephews, kids, and things like that. I just think that's important. So.
Yeah, man. Like I said, he was doing good. I don't know, the comment just kind of threw me off, but it was cool. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
But shout out to him. I'm happy that people engaged in the live and saying what they want to say. Whether you say the wrong, whether you say something we agree or disagree with, I'm always okay with people saying whatever. But one thing we didn't get into, and I wanted to get into it, because even having you on, it was pretty much the reason behind it. Just like most people that's supporting live, you support the show, you support the live, you watch a lot of content, we have conversations, and you got a book out. I want to talk about that. Before you bring your book up, just tell them a little about yourself. Who you are, where you from.
So yeah, man, I'm a Augusta native. My name is Donny Carswell. I grew up right here in Augusta. Let's see, high school. I graduated 08, man. So
yeah, me too. I'm class of 08 too.
Guys, I graduated from college in 08.
You know what I'm saying? I graduated 08, man, and after that,
no, stop. Tell them when you went, because you're trying to skip over that.
Yeah, okay. All right, hey, look, I went to Hesper, man. I went to Hesper.
Damn.
Hey, look, H-Town, where it's at, man. H-Town.
What's the name of that street? Brothersville, something like that. Brothers.
Yeah.
It sound racist, but it's all good.
Hey, you know what? The mascot is a rebel, man.
I know the whole school is kind of wild, but it's all good. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Crazy,
But congratulations to you. You finished high school.
Yeah, I try to keep that part out, but I
You stupid.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I went to Hesper, graduated 08, then I joined the Navy. I did like 8 years in that joint, man. I got a chance to work directly, at Walter Reed, which is the President's Hospital.
Okay, shout out to you.
That was kind of a cool experience. After that, I came out of the military and I was a probation officer for DJJ.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How was that?
Man, it was challenging, bro.
We talk about all this stuff. What about the DJ? How's that? Like,
yeah, man, it was challenging.
I hear stories.
Yeah. It's a lot of stories about that, man. But I personally working there, I couldn't do it anymore because I'm seeing a system that's not helping. Our young black men, and most of my caseload there were black men. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting sick to my stomach with how many young black boys were just becoming pipeline to Finney Road into prison, and I was just like, I just can't do this anymore. So I tried. I said, well, what's another way? And a principal actually said, hey man, I can get you on. And I went ahead and started working as a teacher, and I figured that let me start doing something to try to get these brothers on the right path before they get to this point. Because if you a probation officer, it's too late at that point. They done already, what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's too late, but you kind of behind the curveball. So right now I'm in the business of saying, okay, how can I get to these brothers before they get to this point?
That's good.
I think I was asking somebody last week because we was talking about like when is the best time. It was about women though, to try to get through to young black women. It was Saturday, matter of fact, and Sunday, and we couldn't come to a really good answer because you start thinking about what people go through in life. So you want to say maybe 8, 9, 10, that's young enough. But when they get 11, 12, 13, they think, we think we know it all. Puberty make us think we grown for real.
Right.
Better if you outside for real, doing what you're doing, you into activities you engaging in.
Right.
Your upbringing, your household, Right. So you be thinking about maybe is that too late at 12, 13 then? Because they already going through what they going through. They ain't got time to listen to you. Man. And it's really honestly, the answer is no good time. You just got to try to hope you can get to that person when you get to them. You know, because it's no really good time. Somebody 16, the people you're dealing with, the boys you're dealing with.
Yeah.
For a man, when you're 16, 14, 15, you think you're grown already.
Exactly.
Like, especially if you outside on your own, you know, your daddy there, or you the oldest or whatever. You think you know everything because you going through everything firsthand. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't come to a common age of when it was the right age. And I think about guys now, it's the same thing. There's no real good age. You want to do it young as possible to try to get through to them, but that 12 to 16, 17, 18-year-old phase, it's a blur to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really go down for something like a dope case, or it's a blur to you because you get tapped in the wrist, or you get sent up for a long time, and that's what you left with.
It's a lot of things I want to talk about. That, man, that's a big topic, dude. Right? So for me, what you're talking about, what the right age is, man. So it's really tough, man, in this time and era because we're at a severe disadvantage because of this.
And he's holding up a phone, people.
Yeah, I'm holding up a phone because of this. We're at a severe disadvantage because of this. People don't monitor what their kids look at nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And I'm even throwing myself in that category. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because as a parent, you know what I'm saying, you done worked all day, your kids messing with you. Hey man, they go to YouTube right here. You know what I'm saying? They go to a phone and they go in the corner and they don't like
Take
this.
that tablet.
Yeah, they get that tablet and they're gone. So what happens, right? And I learned this right now. You know, doing what I'm doing. It's harder to deprogram a kid than program a kid. You know what I'm saying? So really, the truth is, man, it starts at home.
That's what I said too. Yep.
It starts at home, man, and that's the trouble that we're running into is that by the time these kids get all this, they get way more than what we get. Because when we were younger, dude, we had to try to sneak and try to get this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to watch something X-rated, you know what I'm saying? I got to run into all kind of, you know what I'm saying? I got to dodge in. I'm trying to go into, you know what I'm saying, get to the room, watch HBO or BET Uncut late at night. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a struggle. But now it's just a click in the button and it's in your pocket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So now kids are given adult information and asked to process it at a kid age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you giving the kid all this information, and of course they're going to feel like they're an adult. So this is what we're dealing with right now, and that's why I said, man, I got to try to attack this on another side because I was way behind the curveball. So that's why, you know, when I'm teaching, I also do mentoring. And my wife and I, we have this things called Be Something Different. It's a mentoring program that it has one for girls and one for boys. And next summer we're gonna roll out some things where we're gonna try to mentor and try to bring these kids into something different.
That's dope.
Because
That's dope.
Because what they're doing right now, it is really just, man, creating an endless cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the only way to break that cycle is to go in, put something in their life, and expose them to something different. That's why we want you to be something different.
I like that.
I want to just because I called out another one. I want to read his comment. He had a good comment. Now I want to call him out. Shabazz, shout out to Shabazz. He said it starts in the home. We kind of were saying that.
I agree.
Said,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, mentoring program, and they start at age 8 through 18, and that's actually the perfect number because those are the numbers where you can go either way.
Right.
You got to try at all ages, honestly. Like,
Right.
It's because it's gonna be an opening somewhere. You just gotta be there for that opening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope. It's 10 years, but that's a dope.
That's a good age range.
Yeah, I like that. Shout out Shabazz, man.
Yeah.
Shouts out, man.
Yeah, he redeemed himself. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm talking about. This is why we need dialogue, because when we talk to people, when we sit down, we can see that people, you know, we saying the same thing, just don't know how to communicate it, man.
He said we don't sit down with our kids. We don't sit down. We talk to our kids anymore. We give them Jordan PS4, and I agree with that. One thing I do with my daughter, we have like movie nights and movie week, and it's just like I turn the phone off. We talk about a movie. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how it is, and obviously to a lot of people that may not be something, but it may affect her differently.
No, that's gonna mean mean something when she get older.
You know what I'm saying?
It is definitely because I had this conversation with my parents. I'm a preacher's kid or whatever. So
PK.
Yeah.
Preacher calls me.
But you know, I had this conversation with my dad. You know, my the former church that he has his own church now, but my dad was the lead associate minister at our former church. And he spent a lot of time at church. And so I had this, as an adult, I had this conversation with my parents. I said, I was really upset with my father because I felt like he spent more time at church than he did with me. And so, I say that to say I think that it's important what you're doing, man, with your daughters, because that's gonna mean something when they get older. They're gonna remember that. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely,
again,
definitely.
and I'm not saying my dad is the bomb. My dad is amazing, but
Yeah.
you know, you have that as an adult. You have the opportunity to have those real talk conversations with your parents. Like, all right, this kind of affected me a little bit, you know, and they just had that dialogue. So I just think, you know, that's important. But I want to tie that in because I think that's what you're doing. Because you said it may not mean anything. No, it means a lot. And when they get older, they're going to really appreciate that because they're going to go back to the things. A lot of times, I told my mom this. I regurgitate a lot of things that you said, and it may not seem like I wasn't paying attention. I was. It's just I wasn't trying to hear it.
Right.
Because
Right.
again, when you at that age between 12 and 18,
Yeah.
you ain't trying to hear nothing. And I had both parents in the home, so I definitely wasn't trying to hear nothing. So, so yeah, that stuff is important.
But
Let's talk about the book.
I want to talk about love. What's the story of Luke? You know, what's this book about, man?
All right, man. So
Story of Luke, man.
The story of Luke, man. It's a story that I was given to. Like God gave me this story, man, and I don't even take credit for it. But this story, man, that it's about a young boy who is he's challenged with trying to be what God called him to be, right? But the thing about it is he has to go through his brothers, he has to go through friends, he has to go through different people who judge him. You know, when we go through different things in life where we keep trying to live up to other people's expectations. And that's what this book is about. It's about not living other people's story, but living your own story. You know what I mean? It's creating your own story. And in this book, it shows you how we go through different things in life, where we enter certain points where it seems like this is the end, but we can come out of those things. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people give up on people in those positions. But to tell you the truth, man, in this journey we call life, man, at any point you can create your own story. You know what I mean? So this book right here, a lot of people can relate to it, man, because it's got a lot of great things that I don't want to give the book away unless want you to read it, but it gives a lot of things that we deal with. And I just give you one little piece, just one little piece. There's a point in there where it's called a point of no return. And it's symbolic because the point of no return, what I deem that is when you get to a certain point, it don't matter who you try to get you out of it, family, friend. It's a certain point in life where you got to pull yourself up out of it. You know what I mean? You got to pull yourself up out of it. And in that point, you know what I mean, once you come out of it, don't start feeling guilty about what you did. It's time to start over and start creating your story from that point.
That's good.
Because in life, you have positive and negatives. And in the car, you got to have a car battery with a positive and negative in order to go. You know what I'm saying?
I see the analogy.
I like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So in life, use those positive and negative things to just keep going and creating your story. Don't stop. Make your own story. That's
Get it.
How can people get the book?
You can get the book through Amazon. Just put in Story of Luke and then put my name, Donny Carswell.
Okay.
And then it'll be the only one that come up. And you can get it right now. It's on there for $6.
What we'll do is you got the live. You could just add the comment, put the comment in the live. At some point, I try to pin it later if I can.
Cool.
Send it to me. I'll post it. My sister said drop the link. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She reads way better than me. Always
I got
have.
you, man. I got you.
So yeah, definitely. I wanted to talk about just about that. And like I said, I'm always interested when I see people doing things, and when I seen you had the book, because actually it wasn't even done yet when you first started talking. Right?
Yeah. I wasn't even done yet.
And
When
then a
we
couple
first
days
started
later, it was
talking,
done. I'm like, okay, well, what happened? But I'm appreciative of it. I want to definitely get the hard copy because I want to be able to have it up. I try to promote books up here or anything that's somebody black doing something up here. You know what I'm saying? Candy says she's looking now. Shabazz said he on it now.
It's there. It's right
You
there.
got
Yep.
Shabazz said he enjoying the podcast. So that's amazing. You know
Yeah. That's dope. Thanks, Shabazz. Thank you for watching, man.
No, it's definitely. I like to have a dope conversation, and I'm good with the way we did it. Instead of introducing you first and doing, we kind of just jump right into it, and I think that kind of intrigued everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure people watching Fire Ice like we know Carl, we know who's the guy in the middle. Why is he in the middle? Because normally I just sit in the middle. I'm not gonna lie, but she's like, who's the guy in the middle? So it's cool, And then, like I said, I think you were well versed in everything you said. It's always good too. I'm gonna tell you because me and Carl are two different people, right? So we're two different breeds, right? So I kind of engage the guests off Carlton. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be very comfortable and very well right now. So I know you did a good job. You know? Now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, right? I'm gonna keep it real. Like Carlton, this is where he'll either go on his phone like later on, or he just be like, you know, like, all right, he could have came up like this, like, all right, he be over there by now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, everything is good. You know, good money. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I was a little worried he left. That he leaving for real.
No, I heard the door was open. You know how I feel about the door being open.
Oh, okay.
So I had to close that, especially these times. Make sure that door locked. We do a thing here on Fire Night, so where the guest has to pick an element, we forgot to do it. But no, it's all good. I like how we do it. So we want to ask you, what is your element? Because I have some more stuff I got to say too. So
real quick, I'm sorry, my sister, she did help.
Oh yeah,
she put the link on there. I'm gonna pin that real quick.
Appreciate
shout out
it.
to Ty. I'm still not producing your podcast for free, but shout out to you. I love you, sis. And that's the link. If you're watching live right now, first of all, share it. If you haven't shared the live, please share it for us. And then my sister, Taquasia Monique, weird name I know, but she put the story on there, storyaluamazon.com. So
appreciate
it.
Thank you.
I just ordered two, so there you go.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Definitely supporting. So yeah, what's your element, sir?
Salt, man.
Why salt?
You know, because I'm a man of God, man. And
yes,
call
love
us
it.
to be the salt of the earth, man.
Come on, brother.
That's what I gotta do, man.
I love that.
I gotta read the Bible book. Y'all be saying stuff I don't know nothing about. That sounds smooth. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I'll get you one for your birthday.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What? You want a Bible?
I want a steak again. That was the steak you got me last year was really good. I'll take the steak.
Can I get you a steak and a Bible?
Can you get me a Bible for Christmas? Like, man, that's a Christmas gift. Like, just give me.
That is not a Christmas
It's
gift.
his birthday. I know that much.
Huh?
I know that's Jesus' birthday. Right?
It is. I mean, we celebrate Jesus' birth during that time. Not necessarily his birthday, but yeah.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Well, thank you for
I had to sing
acknowledging
that song when I was little. So I know it's his birthday.
I want to talk about this real quick, because I thought this was funny. The movie The High Note came out this past weekend, starring Tracy Ellis Ross and Ice Cube, and of course everything that's going on with the protests, riots, and all that other stuff. I saw a director. Shout out to Matthew Cherry. He's been posting stuff about the protests and the riot and how fight for injustice and stuff. But he also posted something about the movie. Of course, he's in the industry. He knows the directors and producers and stuff. So he posted, he said, I watched the film. It's a really good film. And somebody commented and said, this ain't the time for that right now, bruh. Hashtag, the person that was murdered. And he said, bruh, I can multitask. I can care about what's going on in our community and also watch a good film. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what happened.
Right.
And I said all that to say, y'all gotta stop telling people what to post on social media. Like that's again, the focus is off. The focus is off because I saw there was a new episode of Insecure, of course, which was excellent, by the way. They posted like a little a blurb on their page, basically saying that we know this is a dark time. We're all trying to focus on the matters at hand, but we hope that we can be a beacon of light as you guys watch this new episode, something like that. And I thought, well, thank you for explaining. I mean, I thought that was a really good post, but I felt like it wasn't. You don't have to explain yourself. I feel like again we are a complex people. We are a multifaceted people. You can care about what's happening in our world and at the same time turn your brain off for a second and have a catharsis and enjoy what's happening on your television screen. We need that because for me, I already said I refuse to allow myself to be consumed by the evil that's happening in our world.
True.
Not gonna do it. So if I have to cut off social media for a few hours or not watch, I don't even watch the news. I used to work in the news. It's a long story. Not even gonna go there because I can tell y'all some stuff. But if I choose not to watch what's happening for 30 minutes and watch something that's gonna make me laugh or post a meme that's not gonna offend anybody, but like actual funny meme, then I have the right to do that. And I feel like you shouldn't be coming on people's comments or on their page saying what they should and should not be posted. That's not your place. Now, if you want to post that 24/7, that's on you. Do that, have fun, and, let your voice be heard through social media. But if somebody chooses to post different things, and I saw another post that was saying, this is the time to be promoting your projects and different things like that. And I said, that's crazy to me, especially if your project has something to do with what's going on.
Yeah.
And I just want people to understand, like, stop policing what people are doing. We already have enough bad police in the world. We don't need any more.
I do want to. I do want to end on a note of this though. I want to say I don't know this person's the actor Shamik Moore. You heard about him before?
Mm-hmm.
He said I seen some pictures. I didn't know. I didn't know it was funny.
He was on the
I
Get Down.
seen Rosa Parks was trending. All right, on Twitter the other day. Now normally I don't go check. I'm not actually trending. I see her in the back of you watch Insecure. You watch Insecure? It's a show with Issa Rae, and she Uber drives sometimes, right? If I correct me wrong, right, Carlton? That's your girl.
She she does Lyft.
Lyft. I'm sorry, Lyft. Excuse me. She does Lyft sometimes. And it's a picture of her turned around in the back, and Rosa Parks is back there. And I'm like, I didn't understand it. Today at work, somebody told me that the actor should make more opinion was like, Rosa Parks shouldn't have sat on the front of the bus. She should have took a cab. And I was like,
wait, what?
I know. I just can't mind that shit.
I was wondering why everybody kept saying Rosa Parks. I didn't get it. I didn't.
But now I understand why she was in the cab with Issa. But I'm like,
that's
crazy. People go live and say the craziest thing, bro. Like, I wanted to end on this note, like when it comes to celebrities, what y'all thoughts are on them talking about things or not talking about things, because sometimes they say things and I feel like they should be quiet. They don't know what they're talking about. Because that's something dumb to say. Now, I did look it up. He didn't say it in those particular words. I get what he was saying, but he still shouldn't have said it.
What he did? Break it down to me.
Yeah, what the context of this? Yeah, what's the context?
Chill. He said it, not me. Chill.
No, I know. I'm not jumping on you. I'm just trying to say, but why would you even say anything that needs to be explained? That's crazy.
He said that in the midst of this, there were black-owned. It don't matter. It don't sound better. In the midst of it, he's saying there were black-owned taxi cabs that could have been utilized during the bus riot, bus protest thing that was going on, and that she could have probably just used. Wow. It don't sound better. I'm sorry. I thought it sounded better. Reading it sounded way better. Hold on. It said, Rosa Parks sat at the front of the bus. What we don't know as a black community is black-owned taxi cabs and black buses that could have been used during that time. This is something a lot of people might not want to hear. I didn't want to hear that. It was kind of stupid. I'm sorry.
Again, that goes with the whole.
I thought it was wild hearing it, but then seeing it was just wild.
No,
I don't know if he's gonna get any more work, but it was kind of wild. It was. Yeah. And then I don't know if y'all seen, but Desi Banks had posted something. He's a funny guy, but they kind of canceled him on Twitter the other day. Yeah. And it was for real. He had like 1 million followers, I believe, and now he's at like 400,000. Wow. So that's a lot to lose in a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To both of your points, like what you viewed and what I do love about this, y'all brothers have a little curiosity. And one thing that happens with social media is that people want you to stay either left or right. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta pick a side when. If you in the middle, you can actually see both sides and create an objective perspective. Mm-hmm. So I would encourage people to, not police people and tell them what to post, but listen to what people were saying, that way you can build a perspective that's not biased when you talk, and you won't just sound so one-sided, and you can be more educated on what the truth is of a situation. That's what I would just suggest. Like if like he did and like he did. Go off and read and see what people are doing, what people are saying, because then that makes you a little more exposed to different things so you can know what's going on around you instead of just what's going on in your immediate bubble.
True, man. Shout out to everybody that's saying they're buying the book, I'm not saying y'all not. I'm just saying that people say sometimes, so I don't know for sure. You can find out later on, I guess, Yeah. But shout out to all y'all for supporting, and buying the book. This is Donny Carswell. I actually tagged him in the post, so if you're looking for him, you can go to the original post. Once you share it again, it'll say tag. It says with Donny Carswell. So you can also tag Adam on Facebook. Cool guy, cartoon logo. It was kind of dope. Yeah. Didn't know how he looked in real life. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't go through your pictures. I just like, hope he's not,
That's my DJ logo.
I was like, hope he's black, because I seen the cartoon, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? So black guy pulled out. I was a little happy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. But yeah, it was a dope episode, man. I enjoyed this.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Really good. We coming up, man. This is a good year for
Hey man, 2020 lit. I know everybody talking some 2020 trash. My 2020 lit, bro. I'm not gonna sit here in front, yo. Like, hey.
Yeah, man. It's been an eventful year. I'm not gonna say through the. It don't matter. Through the pandemic, like, I don't know. We make a lot of money right now. Like, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? They paying us more and all the overtime. Oh, just stay. That's okay. Stay 10 hours later. All right, cool. Pay me. You know what I'm saying? So it's been pretty good. But for the most part, like I said, I just want to make sure, we all good and staying alive.
Yeah. I think the important thing is be aware of what's going on. If you believe in prayer, the power of prayer, stay prayed up. But at the same time, stay vigilant. Am I saying it right?
Wipe your mouth, man.
You got me, and that's why I won't be speaking at any rally because sometimes I miss my words. But I think it's vigilant. But anyway, but this thing, oh man, but no, for real, stay prepared and just be safe out there. But at the same time, do your part. Whatever your part, whatever that may be, just be ready, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like just be ready, man. Like these times are crazy, but at the same time, I just want people to understand. You gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to see the light in the darkness. I posted this the other day. I celebrated even in the midst of all this chaos. I said I'm not gonna allow that to dimmer my celebration. I celebrated 18 years of being cancer free.
Congratulations.
So yeah, appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So I was like, I know a lot of stuff is happening, but I'm not gonna allow the negativity to overshadow what God has done for me in my life. Amen. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna celebrate me being cancer free. That's something to celebrate. So my advice is try to find something positive.
Yeah.
Just try to find. There's got to be something positive happening in your life. And throughout all the chaos and all the negativity, try to find the light in the darkness. And I promise you, that's gonna make you get through this tough time a lot better. Because for me, like I said again, I'm seeing a lot of things happening in my personal life that I'm just grateful to God for. And like I said again, I'm just truly believing that He's still in control, and things are gonna work out for our good because that's how it's supposed to happen. So I'm gonna stand on that.
All right, man. Any closing word for you?
No, man. I think he wrapped it up, man. You can't go after that, man. He ended it off with God. That's the benediction, bro.
If you enjoyed the podcast, you want to listen to the audio again, you can hear it on Wednesday. We drop Wednesday, SoundCloud / More Than Masters podcast.
Yeah.
I'll share it. We're gonna share it on Facebook, of course. And then 520 Radio.
Also, we have all the partners. We have 520 Radio, Round Here Radio, Exquisite Radio, also iHeartRadio app. So yeah, you get all that good stuff.
So, without further ado, we're going to end the podcast. It was dope. I appreciate you coming through.
Great episode, sir.
And that's about that, man.
Oh, hold on. Oh, you hit it?
Nah,
this is live.